So I know a key issue in the city and really a flashpoint all across the country is policing and police violence and also crime in urban communities. So what's the key planks of your platform and what can city council do about criminal justice?
Well, as far as criminal justice is concerned, right now we don't have what is considered true community policing. A lot of, and this is what I'm gathering from going door to door and talking to people and just being a resident myself. You have in certain areas, certain neighborhoods where people are harassed for sitting on their step. That shouldn't be. You know, people need to feel safe. Um, Another thing that's happening is that we're not hiring people from the city anymore. You know, that's a problem. We have people who are qualified who apply for these positions, and they know the city and they have a vested interest in the city. However, they're not given the same opportunity. Um, I see that the community policing has to do with more than just having barbecues and cookouts or playing basketball with the young people. It has to do with actually sitting down and talking and finding out what the needs are of the residents. I know that it started. It has started. Lieutenant Merck, he was one of the officers who is doing like the outreach and is trying to work with the young people and finding out what their needs are. But it needs to be on a larger scale with that. So number one is making sure that we hire our people from the city, trying to get local control back for our police and transitioning from Camden County back to city control. I think that's important. And also having true community policing where you have the police officers working with the residents to protect the residents.
And again, it's a difficult thing because Camden City, the mayor and the council doesn't have control over a lot of these different issues. What particularly can council do in terms of changing policing strategies? Is there a way to address it? There's been reforms, say in Newark, there was an independent civilian police review board to deal with some of these issues around police violence. You see questions around legalization of drugs and if that would lower harassment because so many of the charges brought in are low-level drug charges. Is there something specific that council can pass or do on day one or on day 10 that can start to get at some of these issues that sadly are structural and have to do with control more broadly?
Well, the whole thing about being a city council person is that you're a public servant. You are elected by the people, and you need to go back to the people to find out exactly what their needs are and advocate for them. What is not happening now is that you don't have the city council members meeting with the people, so they don't know what the issues are. And a lot of people feel like they don't care. I'm going to give you an example. My daughter, who was 14, she kind of made an analogy with our mayor because we saw the mayor outside of Camden, and she said, "Well, how come I don't see her around here? I don't see her around Camden. She's like the parent that you never see, you know, the parent that's not there." And so we don't. I think elected officials, city council, first of all, needs to have a better communication and connection with the people, and making sure that we are taking the issues that they are concerned about. I don't want to say just because it's a hot button issue in Philadelphia that it's a hot button issue in Centerville or in Parkside or in Kramer Hill. Each community has its own unique needs, and those needs need to be met. And so, in order to find out what those needs are, dialogue needs to happen first of all.
All right, so we'll shift into a little bit of a different criminal justice area, which is obviously recent immigrants and the undocumented are feeling very threatened in our current national political climate. And there's things that cities have done to address that, whether it be issuing municipal ID cards or declaring a sanctuary city so that you're not cooperating with federal government as part of ICE investigations. What can you do, or what part of your platform reaches out to immigrants or undocumented who may feel threatened now?
Now, I do work with young people in social services now. One of the young ladies that I work with, she actually came to Camden from Mexico as a young child, excellent student, graduated with honors, and was not able to get financial aid to go to college because she's undocumented. And her parents are fearful about the process. So the undocumented residents need to have a sense of trust. And so there needs to be informational sessions on how you can become documented. What's the process and making it easier for them. How you can secure funding for school. I saw recently in the news where an undocumented young lady actually got funding for school from a foundation. And so that information needs to be available to our people, our residents here. A municipal ID, absolutely. Anything that makes it easier for our residents to secure employment or to further themselves in education is important because they are important and they add to the quality and the diversity and the beauty of our city.
Is there something else on criminal justice that you wanted to cover that maybe I didn't ask about, or another reform you wanted to touch on before we move on?
My primary concern and primary point is dealing with local control. You're going to hear that a lot from me. The need for our residents to feel respected and safe is important. Public safety is important. As you drive around the city at night, you notice that certain areas are more lit than other areas. Where they're building a charter school on Hatton Avenue, it's like Christmas over there, and the lights is beautiful. But when you go down Davis Street to past the underpass, you notice past Medical Arts is dark. So it's important to be able to have little things that add to public safety can help the police better.
Right.
You know, my street is dark. It's very dark. A lot of people walk down the street. To be able to have well-lit streets are important. That's my focus is local control and public safety.